Does anything frighten you about dying?
I kind of have this fear that it's lonely.
It's hard to talk about death.
I worry that I'll have the words, but I won't have the strength.
Especially
Some days I want to pretend
your own.
that this isn't happening.
It's hard to do it on camera. It's hard to do it in a room of people you've never met.
So I just sort of wish it would be over and be done with.
But Karen Midlow, Tara Marie, and Joe Morcombe
I just feel scared.
are doing it, along with a dozen others in a conference room in Nampa, Idaho.
I want to just be grateful.
No one in here is actually dying. They've been asked to act as if they have 3 months to live, while the person across from them
That's really important.
tries to help.
How can we come up with a plan to make that happen?
They are 3 hours into 3 days of training
Yeah.
to become end-of-life doulas,
I've never ever taken that real switch.
even as exercise.
I've never done that. I can't believe it.
It's hard.
This is a transition period, and that's what doulas are about. You're in the second phase.
Chris Kington Barker leads trainings for INELDA, the International End-of-Life Doula Association. They train 1,200 people a year to guide patients and their families through a scary, unknown process.
We have a lot of gaps in our healthcare. We have things like hospice, we have hospitals, but they all have spaces in between them that people fall into gaps of.
In one survey, nearly half of Americans said patients have too little control over end-of-life decisions. In another survey, more than a third said they'd given a great deal of thought to their end-of-life care. That was up 9% from a generation before. And nearly half said they'd experienced death up close through the terminal illness of a close friend or relative.
My husband died, and I found him dead on the floor when I woke up.
It's those experiences and others
My parents passing away independently of one another about 20 years ago.
that Karen, Joe, and Tara
This Sunday will be exactly 1 year.
share upon meeting.
Nobody got to ask, what are your wishes?
So I didn't deal with my grief at all.
What sticks from back then
It's called What Is Your Why?
is what brought them here.
Are people comfortable talking about death? Maybe as comfortable as they are with public speaking.
Families seem to think that they don't have to come up with a plan for when someone dies.
It's like the big elephant in the room, and we want to deny that it's actually happening rather than honoring it, just the way we honor the birth of a child.
But perhaps the conversation is becoming more open. And just as there are birth doulas,
Yes,
now there are death doulas.
and you're going to fail over and over and over again.
There is no government or industry standard for certification,
One of trust.
but there are rigorous programs where those who desire learn to engage, facilitate, and above all, listen.
A lot of us are people who want to make people feel better, we want to make their lives better, and you can't fix dying. You just can't.
It's why 3 hours in,
God, this is hard.
the doulas in training break into groups
Having my
and envision their deaths.
siblings be there and maybe just hold my hand.
While just imagination,
Maybe this is the last time I'm gonna
it elicits emotion.
hear the rain falling, and it makes me sad.
It's all part of being unafraid,
Yeah.
to look in the eye, a subject too often pushed to the side. In Nampa, Idaho, I'm Matt Pearl.